It's time for our daily dose of cope. And we have Alona Leopard out in the field with the current stories of faces being eaten. Isn't her hat so snazzy? All right, take it away, Alona. This isn't exactly Leopards Are Feasting. The Department of State put out this tweet saying mass migration coming to the United States poses an existential threat to Western civilization and undermines the stability of key American allies. To that, Leon Scum retweets this, saying this is simply a fact. Leon Scum, who is South African, or whose daddy was a colonizer in South Africa. That's why Larry the cat at the bottom says cat check. Musk is an immigrant from Africa. I just find it really funny that he thinks that he goes here when he immigrated to the United States and is taking in millions of dollars of American taxpayers' dollars. I just thought that y'all needed to see that. Now, Elon Musk also has something going on to where he did an update, and now you can see where many of these high-profile pages are from, and that has been interesting to me. I'm not going to belabor this topic, but y'all needed to see this just in case you hadn't seen it. So like this person says, Jesus Christ, 1 million follower MAGA account based in Nigeria. Americans have been living in a synthetic info space for over a decade, and the bubble has just popped. Now, this does say fan account. It says news Ivanka Trump, so obviously it's not Ivanka Trump, but this person has 1 million followers and pushes out pro-MAGA stuff. So when they did the update, it exposed these people, account based in Nigeria, connected through a Nigerian app store. So there you have it. So they're just basically showing, and a lot of people are going through exposing these people, saying these people aren't even Americans, these people with all of this engagement. And I'm just really wondering, who did Elon piss off, or who pissed off Elon to where he decided he was going to expose this right now? Does it have anything to do with Doge officially closing on itself? I have no idea. People can jump into the comments and speculate with me. So Candace Owens put out this long post saying that somebody is coming after her. So this woman named Dr. Carol Swain says, please pray for Candace Owens. Whatever is going on with her is not good. She needs rest and spiritual protection from the forces that have engulfed her. Safety, health, and divine protection. She needs a social media break and a meeting with her advisors who love her. I pray we will do more praying than criticizing, mocking, or cheerleading. And that's not going to happen with people like me, because she has put out so much vitriol over the years. She hasn't engendered much prayer. She only has engendered criticizing, mocking, and cheerleading because she deserves it. And she's kind of earned it if it's really coming from the French government, the way that she was coming after Emmanuel Macron's wife. I'm not sure of her name. I forgot. But let's look at this long post. I'm not sure if I'm going to read the whole thing, but here we go. She says, urgent. 2 days ago, I was contracted by a high-ranking employee of the French government. After determining this person's position and proximity to the French couple, I have deemed the information they gave me to be credible enough to share publicly in the event that something happens. In short, this person claims that the Macrons have executed upon and paid for my assassination. Yes, you read that correctly. What did you do to these people? Candace, did you not come for this woman and keep on coming for her? I don't know if they planned on doing that. We don't know either, but we shall see. Maybe you should apologize and stop all of this madness and just pay what you owe, Candace. Skipping down, it says, again, this person provided concrete proof that they are well placed within the French government apparatus. Further to this point, this person claims that Charlie Kirk's assassin trained with the French Legion 13th Brigade with multi-state involvement. Journalist Xavier Poussard's life is also at risk. This is deadly serious. The head of state of France apparently wants us both dead and has authorized professional units to carry this out. You better make things right, Candace, versus putting out tweets. She says, I ask that every person retweet this and share this. I'm talking about it, but this is what Candace Owens has brought this on herself. She's been a grifter since she's been out. So not too many people are actually going to give a good goddamn. That's what I'm really believing. Now, we've been talking about Evan Kilgore. He's the one that has been done with MAGA ever since July. But this is a tweet from him back in November after Donald Trump won. It says, women, back to the kitchen. Abortions, illegal. Gays, back to the closet. Interracial marriage, banned. Illegals, pack your bags. Trannies, back to the asylums. Jesus, back in our schools. We are so back. We're back, baby. I don't understand why Jesus can't just be in church. Can't y'all pray and do Bible study at church? Why do they want to send trans people to asylums? Who's paying for these asylums? Y'all cutting Medicaid and Medicare and everything. I don't know. Why they got something against interracial marriage? Can people just mind their business? Why do they want gay people back in the closet? And these people really do not like women having freedom to escape their house. I cannot stand these people. I am so glad that his businesses were tanking because of whatever the Republicans voted on with hemp and THC and CDB and all that kind of stuff. I'm glad because he said women back to the kitchen. He does not like women having rights. Anyways, this is Evan again. Everyone should take a moment to pray for Candace Owens' safety. If the assassination threat is verified, this should be considered an act of war on behalf of the French government. Lord, please protect Candace. Candace needs to stop. Actually, Candace needs to get to the kitchen. If she was in the kitchen instead of being a grifter and coming for and spreading all kind of rumors about Lady Macron, maybe she wouldn't be in this situation and the French government wouldn't even be talking about her. But here he is right here. He's saying watching MAGA, and he put that in quotes, celebrate Marjorie Taylor Greene's resignation and making fun of Candace Owens for getting assassination threats is insane. MAGA is dead. Have y'all seen this? Yahoo Finance reported Tyson Foods to close Nebraska plant as it faces $600 million loss in beef business. I've seen $600 million. I've also seen $450 million. But one thing that we know for certain is that they are completely red, and they have been impacted by all these tariffs, this trade war, and all of that. They have really, Nebraska has really gotten jacked up. Here's another one from another creator saying, breaking, Tyson Foods will close a major beef plant in Lexington, Nebraska with about 3,200 employees in January. After U.S. cattle supplies dropped to their lowest level in nearly 75 years, the meat packer said today. Tyson is the largest meat supplier in the nation, and this is one of the largest beef processing plants in the nation. They claim that they've lost more than $425 million on beef this year, despite record high prices. So like I said, the numbers are a little bit different in some places. So these were some of the comments underneath that post under the Leopards Ate My Face subreddit. So this is the person who posted this saying, 1, voted for Trump. 2, because Nebraska did vote for Trump. 2, the economy in Nebraska just keeps getting worse. Trump could have spent the aid money given to Argentina for our farmers to help defray the costs of cattle loss due to drought. He chose to send aid to Argentina instead. 3,200 jobs lost. And also remember, their labor, isn't Nebraska a farming state? So their labor has been sent away because they are doing the bloody mass deportations. 3,200 jobs lost, but I know that they're feeling the impact of all of this. Arrest the Blue says, how the F does a company that is basically a monopoly lose $425 million? Worm42 says, serious answer. Tyson signed contracts with clients like grocery store chains to deliver X amount of beef at Y dates for Z dollars. Then 2025 didn't go the way they planned. Drought and wildfires in the western United States continue to reduce the supply of domestic beef, and Trump's tariffs played merry havoc with beef imports. That all screwed up Tyson's supply chain, and they had to buy some beef from new sources at short notice. That cost considerably more money. So Tyson wound up paying a lot more than they expected for beef they needed to fulfill those contracts, or maybe part of the losses stem from the penalties for not fulfilling some of those contracts. Note that in fiscal 2024, Tyson had revenues of over $53 billion. and gross profits of $3.67 billion. So a $425 million loss isn't catastrophic for them because they have made tons and tons of money. So they probably have money in the bank. They'll be okay, but the people that work for them probably will not be. Whoever posted this in the Leopards Ate My Face subreddit cut off their name on purpose, I'm sure. But this person says, I didn't vote for this. I want to be very clear. I support arresting and deporting individuals who are involved in gangs, violent crime, human trafficking, drug trafficking, fraud, or other serious criminal activity. But what's happening in Charlotte and other places right now is not law enforcement. It's harassment, intimidation, and abuse of power. Masked, unidentified armed federal agents in body armor are surrounding innocent civilians, including young Latin women walking into Walmart just to buy groceries, demanding to know where they were born. ICE agents are throwing individuals' legal IDs and bank cards out of the window of unmarked SUVs at their feet after identifying them as lawful residents or United States citizens. They are breaking car windows of United States citizens for simply being brown, or even after other officers just verified their status moments before. These actions are un-American, unprofessional, and would never be tolerated in a normal law enforcement agency. They are violating constitutional rights, destroying trust between communities and law enforcement, and creating a climate of fear and intimidation. There is no meaningful oversight of these operations, and federal agents appear to be acting with almost complete impunity. Lawful immigrants, VAWA petitioners, green card applicants, and U.S. citizens alike deserve to live without being treated like criminals based solely on appearance or ethnicity. This is not acceptable. This is a dangerous path, and it must stop before more lives and rights are harmed. Everyone deserves to feel safe in their own communities, and aggressive, militarized operations like these undermine the very principles of justice and freedoms we all rely on. Secure the border, deport violent criminals, and leave my landscaper, painter, carpenter, and pupusa lady alone. So I wonder if the person that's writing this is a colored person, a brown person, who's starting to feel all of the chaos coming down on their own community. Because obviously everything that he's saying is correct. But why are they acting like they didn't know that this was going to happen? I do not understand.
MAGA is freaking out right now because Twitter, which prefers to identify as X, released this new feature in which you could actually see the country of origin of an account, and it's now being revealed that a lot of these MAGA accounts out there with hundreds of thousands of followers that have a big influence online are actually based in other countries. The way my jaw stayed in place. So I could literally go through like 1,000 of these accounts, but I'll show you just a few. Like this account, America First Verified. Well, turns out this account is based in Bangladesh. How about America Man, based in Indonesia? What about MAGA Nadine over here? Oh, it's probably some dude based in Morocco. Okay, Mary Tiles, Texas, you sure post a lot of pro-MAGA stuff online. Oh wait, you're from Russia? Interesting. Like I said, I could keep going and going. Nigeria. This is a major account that always gets Elon Musk's attention. This is based in India. This Ivanka Trump fan account based in Nigeria. This big MAGA account is based in Papua New Guinea. This one's from Serbia. Ultra MAGA Trump 2028, Nigeria. Dark MAGA Coin, Thailand. The MAGA Beacon, South Asia. MAGA Nation, Eastern Europe. Aaron Trump News, Eastern Europe. I think this definitely confirms what a lot of us thought but couldn't definitively prove, but now this feature is live. If you're on Twitter, if you're on X, you could see this on anybody's accounts. So just think about the foreign influence operations that are happening right now on this app. Think about the lawmakers who feel pressured by accounts like this. Think about the disinformation that spreads as a result of all these accounts out there. So in addition to the foreign influence angle, I actually see a simpler explanation for a lot of these accounts, and that's the fact that X pays their content creators for their posts, specifically their verified content creators who engage with other verified content creators. And so in this case, you can imagine somebody living in India or Bangladesh wanting to figure out how they can make a few extra $100 a month, a few extra $1,000 a month, and realizing that if they spread this MAGA propaganda, they are getting checks from Twitter, which change their lives if they're living in a country where they would normally live on just dollars a day. And so all this together has just created this really dangerous online landscape. And so it's important that we call it out, and it's important that we realize that this is going on not just on Twitter, but on all social media apps. Hey, if you like this video, remember to add the Midas Touch podcast right now anywhere you find audio podcasts. I'll be back with more updates, so remember to spread the word and follow our account for more.